What is going on? I'm back. Had a happy honeymoon. Thank you for asking. Nobody asked, Ed. Why are you saying that? I know. I'm hilarious. Well, I'm glad to be back. And we are going to be answering a very important question among the Oldhim community. What is better, Sledge or Wail? So I've got two very special guests with me today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, actually. So, Jenson, why don't you go first?
Hi, my name's Jenson. I'm a top 100 ELO player in Constructed, and I mainly play Oldhim. And my top 32 are most recent U.S. Nationals.
Very good resume. And then we have...
A lot of people probably know me as Diomedes and on Discord. Another Oldhim diehard. Haven't had any great tournament finishes, but day 2'd the Pro Tours and have done well in some callings, and yeah, never gave up on them.
Good deal. Well, glad you two are here, and we are going to have some wonderful matches. We'll do probably a best 2 out of 3, depending on time. Diomedes might have to go, but that's okay. Maybe we'll see after 2 games which one's better anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a poll. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to drop a poll, and I want you, the lovely people, to tell me what is better. Okay. We're going to go Beta Sledge or Chad Winterswell. All right. So the duration, I'm going to make it, let's make it 10 minutes. Go ahead and make it large. Okay. So here we go. Oh, no. I have to do channel points? Okay, 1 channel point. Unfortunately, I have to do 1 channel point. I don't know. Never done that before.
I don't even know. What does that even mean?
I don't even know what that means, okay? Beta Sledge. What's up, J-Sim? Glad you're here. So, we are ready to go. If you guys want to go ahead and start your match, I am looking at Diomedes' screen right now. So, we're going to do the Rampart, and then we'll swap over to the Sledge side in Game 2. And then, depending on what people want to see, we will do... one or the other for the 3rd game, if we get to the 3rd game. So here we go. Now, I'm going to mute myself. You guys play, you guys talk, do whatever you want, and we're going to kind of analyze the plays in the background, okay? All right, let me get some of this chat. You are ADC God from Discord here for the testing. That's awesome. Glad to see you here. The answer is well. Okay. Okay, well, we're already there. If no exposed, yes. I do typically agree. I think Rampart is usually the better play if they do not have exposed. But I played a lot of Sledge in my time, and I really do like it.
Yeah, I don't either. I am sledging.
Cool. That's okay. You guys don't have to. I'm going to do most of the talking, so don't feel the pressure. It's okay.
Are we muted on Twitch?
No, you are not. They should be able to hear you. I got confirmation from the wife. She said she can hear you. Okay, so Jason says Beta Sledge. Of course. Where's the option for Sigmas? Well, we don't have that option. I don't want to do a new poll. Come on now. Is there ads? I'm sorry. I tried to do the pre-roll so you don't get the ads. I'm sorry.
Already got pummeled.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, no, imagine ads. I'm sorry. To be honest, expect this to be Bravo versus Oldhim. No, it's going to be the mirror. We're trying to figure out which one is just better, okay? I apologize for the ads. Which does the thing. Right now, we have 2 votes for Beta Sledge. 1 vote for Chad. All right, so we got the Sledger. He is... doing the ice react, getting rid of that card. That is a big deal in this situation. Doesn't allow them to get tempo, and it forces them, if they want to make a play like Zealous Belting, they have to take a decent amount of damage to be able to use that plus the tunic to get rid of the card. The answer is definitely Rosetta Thorn. That is the best hammer in the game. Thank you for your input. And it's also good to see you, Nathan. Nathan won our most recent local ProQuest, so congrats to him. Glad he's doing so well and already qualified
How many people
for
are
the
in
next Pro
stream?
Tour.
Yeah.
All right, so we got an E-strike
I can't hear us
with
now.
a draw.
Yeah, maybe not.
Also, if it like seems like I'm waiting forever to decide on something, sometimes I feel like Talishar lags. So
Talishar
and
does
I'll
lag.
just
He is
type
correct.
something in chat, and that seems to usually clear it up.
Everybody who watches me on a regular basis know that Talishar lags. All right, so we are now 2-3. Beta Sledge is at 2. Winners Well is at 3. So we got some Winners Well, people. Blocking with CNC in the mirror. I didn't catch that. I'm going back and forth too much. I think that was the... Had to have been the Sledge player doing that. Oh, here's another CNC. Okay, so we're going Rouse immediately on Diomedes' side. Rouse is obviously a good card. I feel like that's one of the mirror busters for sure. I'm not playing against anybody. I'm commentating. So this is between Jenson Wilhelm and Ben Hannon, Diomedes. He's very well known on the Oldhim Discord. So they both started with more than 60 cards. That's typically correct. Ben opts for Yellow Staunch in his list over the Reds, just because you have hands like this that are just non-functional. You need to get that blue. Being able to pitch that for Crown and Rampart is a big deal. So he got the blue that he needs. I'm also Team Anathos the majority of the time. Alright, so he is doing a full block as per usual, getting rid of a Spinal. Now he can just play the Spinal. We'll see if he does. That makes the most sense to me. They are playing fast. I apologize if them playing fast is hard to follow. But this is good practice as if you were playing in paper, because you need to play fast playing Oldhim Mirrors, because you will not finish a freaking game. Sorry, the Nightbot is going to gonna not allow the full caps, so sorry for that. Wasn't able to see your message, so Oldhim players had to play fast. Yep, exactly. These are some very seasoned players. They've been playing this for a long time. What's up, Chase? Thank you for the subscription. Definitely appreciate you. Ready to see you tomorrow. It's been a while. Yeah. Probably so. All right, so we are at 4 on the Winners Well poll. 2 on the Sledge. So Diomedes takes the approach of just playing the most efficient hands. This is what you generally should do, playing the Oldhim Mirror anyway. It's pitching a Pummel and a Blizzard. Blocking here, probably pitching Pummel and using Staunch Responses to prevent a decent amount of this damage. I expect him to go with... Well, he's not pitching the Pummel.
How many staunches?
He's going to Arsenal the Pummel.
Just
That's
4.
probably better.
What about you?
3.
Yeah.
So yeah, Diomedes is on 4 staunches.
No, I feel like Guardians are just...
Jensen is
I
on
feel like
3.
Guardians are going to be big coming up
They probably will be.
after Oldhim did so well this first weekend.
Yeah. If you didn't know,
feeling you're
Oldhim
right.
won the last 2 big battle hardens.
Looking forward to seeing the data because I feel like Oldhim probably won the most pro quests, but could be wrong.
Same with the ProQuest. Let's see. Pack agenda. Alright, thank you. Pack agenda is banned. Oh, it's in the Streamlabs, so this works out. Okay, so we got the Wail. Thinking about the play here. Yeah, Snaps and Oldhim.
This is a really weird decision.
Yeah,
Snaps
like
and
the awkward
Oldhim
hand
for
where you
the
want to
strike only.
pitch
Yeah,
that red
you
or
want to do
something.
everything.
So we got a big decision here. This would be a nice spot to be able to see what Jenson is playing, but I imagine it's some big, probably Zealous into Hammer plus Pummel play, but then that opens him up to, okay, so it was a Rouse play. So he couldn't just take it because the Frostbite would have messed him up there.
Zealous belting.
There it is. There's the Zealous. So he was going to go big time. Here's everything. And just like cycle out the Arsenal and try to get that blue to come in for a massive 18 damage turn. The belt is loose.
Not my hand is very strange.
Show me the blizzard.
Oh yeah. No, I side those out for them.
I'm just kidding. It's Crown of Seeds.
So this is a
keep
weird
forgetting
hand.
Crown of Seeds trigger has to happen before the attack resolves.
Yeah, the awkward part is I only have one ice card, but
I'll let them talk.
or my only blue is an ice card. So.
Yeah, I felt that.
It's not like Ice React like really keeps you off anything.
No, it doesn't.
Oh no.
This is interesting because in
Another
this
red.
situation, I probably would have
Good stuff.
blocked and ice reacted and then put a card in Arsenal, but that does do a lot of deck damage. So it's difficult to say. Jenson could just cycle his Arsenal and hope to get a blue and still swing the hammer. But this here definitely prevents that damage no matter what. So
I feel like
deck
people-
damage is
I
like
got caught
he's
with him for
going
feeling
lower on
that too.
cards. He's more likely
Yeah.
to be fatigued. So Winner's Well won the poll. A whopping 8-2. Wow. All right, so he's cycling his crown to get some resources to try to buff it up. 3 for 7 late game is strong. It's also a very good Terrace Under target. And that's why I've been liking playing it a little bit as well, just as a tech card, mainly for 5, but you can play it against things like Dromai. I actually won a Dromai game yesterday where I had 3 blues, one being Terrace Under, and the Crush the Weak. So it came in for 8 Dominate and was able to discard a bunch of cards. Yep. So Tuck just said the exact same thing that I did, pretty much. So we're all on the same wavelength. That's good. Okay, so he's blocking the entire 5. This is go again. He's going to come in with Sledge. So this is the onslaught of the Sledge. Optimal to take 3 there so you can swing back, keep your arsenal, and still prevent as much damage as you can. Now the Wail and the Rampart are going to keep a lot more cards in your deck, which is generally advantageous. That's usually where you want to be, especially in the mirror or against Guardian in general, because it does come down to not as normally as it used to, but it does come down to like one person running out of cards. So he's playing Heart of Findle as well. I'm a big fan of that card as well. Switch case, you've been watching my YouTube videos. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're here to view it live. It's a very special stream. I don't usually commentate. But got some good players. I believe Jenson is a better Sledge player than I am, and then Diomedes is the creator of this deck, so I don't want to like take his credit either. He's a very good player. So you block 6 there in Arsenal. The Glacial, his Tunic is up. Swinging back for 4 takes. Taking 3 is a 1 card Tunic counter trade. It's true. It's true. But this is just a raw 10. He's able to block a decent amount of this.
How am I playing it?
Now, Pulverize is big game. I haven't been playing Pulverize in Oldhim as much, but I have started playing it recently. And if you're able to get those off, it's huge. So that same thing with the deck damage, right? That card is worth generally 4 to 5 cards for your 1 card. That's huge because they're either taking some damage, won't be able to swing back as hard, obviously, or they're just full blocking and passing the turn.
I had to sink into a blue for it to work, so.
Right.
Which is like pretty likely.
Yeah. Said about it.
Invigorating gameplay. This is a master ramper at work right here. Arsenal let pummel. Get there. Smack him with it. Ice reacting the pummel. Pretty good play. Turns off the shield. Now this is a full red hand. Unfortunate, especially against a Zealous Belting. This would be a very easy ice react because they wouldn't be able to have that tunic to be able to like get lucky and get the blue, you know? So a loose belting.
Damn, where are my ice?
It is a
reacts
loose
to
belting.
Punish you.
Nowhere to be seen.
See, it's better to be lucky than good, chat. Alright, so he's taking a little bit of damage. He's going to E-strike, draw a card almost assuredly. Got to fill up that arsenal. Cycle through that deck. Get to your second cycle. Now, I've been going back and forth a little bit, so I haven't been able to pay attention to the pitch as much because they are playing very, very quickly. But I imagine Diomedes is trying to set up good pitch stacks, usually putting a rouse next to some 8 attacks and like some other attack that will trigger off of that. Enough blues to do all the same thing, right? Are they? Runeblade mirrors are just like Guardian mirrors. Why don't you explain that? I want to see. I want to see. You think you just block with 3 cards and swing a 0 for 4? That's not how that works. Come on. Alright, so Tunic. Blocking some. Not going to get ice reacted here. Now, the other thing, too, Crown of Seeds, not as good if you're playing Sledge, obviously. So, when I was playing Sledge, I actually opted for Crown of Providence. Which obviously isn't very good against CC, but you know, felt better than Crown of Seeds, at least. I don't know. Maybe it's just always right to run the Rampart, but that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this.
CNC.
CNC. Use that Crown of Seeds for sure. This likely is going to be pummeled off of the 2-card hand. Now we can see the Diomedes is actually lower on cards now. Or actually they're about even. Yeah, they're right at even now, but Diomedes was ahead. So the pressure of the Sledge plus the Go Agains has really eaten that up, eaten that incremental value. That's also true. But I feel like even if it was like 1 blue in the hand, he would have blocked with like 3 of those cards and just swung back, right? So. We're blocking with a pummel. Yeah, that's generally better. Now I'm curious what he discards off of the pummel here. This is the match to finally settle the debate between which hammer. Big hammer or small hammer. We had a poll. Everybody thinks Wail. So life totals are actually pretty close. Closer than I originally imagined. So he is going to ice react here. Get rid of this endless winner, so it's going to be Sledge back. Unless he decides to play like a Crush the Weak or something random. No, he can't because of that. Playing Zealous Belting, better than not swinging at all, I suppose. think he blocks here and probably Earth reacts. Yeah. Swings back, keeping the staunch. Then arsenaling that endless winner that was put back in the first place. You know which bonk is best bonk? I was about to do that emote. You got to it before me. But that is best bonk, let's be real. It can be 4 or 6. It's so amazing. Alright, so this is third CNC. Last CNC. So we're seeing the rouse. What turn is this? This is turn 14. We should be close to second cycle if we're not already there. Oldhim gets there a lot faster, of course. So that's why I'm able to generally say that. Let's do some math real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's a 27. Another pummel on top of this. Good to get that pressure out. 27 plus 5 is 32, plus the pitch, 33. So playing, if I remember correctly, Diomedes plays 67 cards in this. So yeah, we're definitely at the second cycle stage in just a second. Let me know if the music is too loud. I can adjust that, of course. Sledge is ahead. Only slightly. So to me, this is likely...
That's what was.
I quick select inside of the card in my hand.
Well, undo. We're trying
you
to
can
play
undo it.
optimal games.
So sorry.
This is for the people. E-strike for 5, burn a card versus hammer to do 4, not burn a card. I think it's generally correct to keep your rampart and your crown active as much as you can. You bring it in for a reason, right? Might as well use it. So he's coming in cranial crush, just trying to do a little bit more damage here. I expect... I really don't know what to expect. This is difficult to analyze here. Yeah, so prevent as much of that damage as possible, keeping 1 card. Might as well command and conquer. It's a little bit more damage. The frostbite isn't going to be that relevant, I don't think. I think the card was red, Jacob. But I may just be misremembering. Okay, so this is going to be an E-strike for 7, almost assuredly. So now we have this pitch stack situation that we were talking about. Yeah, I was curious if he was just going to go ahead and take some of this to try to pull a tempo now. Yeah. Okay, so it was red. So if it was a blue, there is an argument to just go Wail, Arsenal, the E-strike. Because they could go off with just a sledge turn. You could block the 2 cards and then come in for 7 as opposed to the 5 and still arsenal a card. Which leagues a significant amount more. Siri, I don't need you right now. Jeez. So this is a play. He can block with disable and spinal if he likes. That's interesting. So he's going to D-react here instead. Arsenal a spinal and play the endless winner. That's what I expect. We'll see if I'm right. Hey, look at that. I'm not washed yet. How's everybody liking this gameplay? I think this is very informative.
Oh. Yeah, I hate that you can't do it. Like,
Yeah, it's a little irritating.
There should be an end-of-phase priority active. Talishar doesn't allow that, so that's what they're doing there. So Crown plus Staunch, still a very good play. You can make even with the Sledge, of course. Now I could see... Let's just see what he does. So I maybe would have gone block, Earth React. This turns your 2-block still into a 2-block. So it's probably just more efficient to do it that way. Okay, so he is taking a little bit of damage, not opting for the Autumn's Touch. Going Rampart, block. I think it's probably right to keep Pulverize here. If you can put that in Arsenal. Not Heave, but put it in Arsenal, because you will get Tunic count of 3 at that point. And you can really turn the game in your favor. What is up, Paneros? Thank you for the subscription. Definitely appreciate you. Glad you're here. I'm glad I was able to have a good game with you yesterday. So what? I missed that. Did he... He didn't Arsenal, did he? Diomedes, did you miss an Arsenal there?
no.
The previous turn? Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. Oh, you got iced. That's what
He
it was.
ice reacted me.
Yep, that makes more sense. You can still make the same play if he doesn't ice here. Thank you, Hexmage. Alright, so deck density is still roughly the same. Sledge player just a little bit ahead. Alright, so we can Arsenal that. Unfortunately, we do not
Always like one life off with the
have
heart.
the 3 blues that we need, because this would be a snap on...
Okay, I gotta look through here.
Yeah, like an absolute
card
snap
here.
on block with 1 card and then go, here's a Pulverize.
Seeing 2 red pummels and a yellow pummel.
So he has to... I think he has to
Seems very
crown here off a
suspicious.
Tunic and then block with a single card. And then he can go Endless Winter into Pummel. So he's opting for just doing the regular degular. That's a Nathan Crawfordism. Where's Nathan at? Say it. Put it in chat.
Regular.
No, not you. You're not Nathan. Unfortunate. Got another roll tide. He may die if he just blocks with 1 card. Because he did have 1 red. So he blocks with Fist, 1 card, Crown, if the card is a 3 block. That doesn't kill him. That puts him to 1. Yeah, this is the safest line against the Pummel. So he only takes 3 here. Last Pummel. No worries on that. Give him the hammer. Now, we didn't see any value off the Snapdragons.
Sorry, one more time. Crown seeds, please.
Oh, sure.
Good to see you, Michael. Good finish at the Battle Harden. I really enjoyed watching that that Icelander game. I thought that was an excellent pivot on the Icelanders' part, and I think you played very well. That was just a good game. Both me and the wiper on the edge of our seats just watching like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I thought you had it for sure, to be honest, because you were like 20 life lead ahead. That was insane. Not trying to make you feel bad or anything. It was just a really good game. Okay, we got the D-reacts. Just D-reacts everywhere.
Channel Lake Frigid.
Channel Lake Frigid. That's right. We were rooting
Party
tooting
gets
for
one
you.
before.
So
It's kind of annoying against winners though.
I would probably tunic here. And then that way you can block with the Rampart and then pitch. Pitch a blue for the staunch, yeah. Pretty well timed channel, all things considered. So we did opt for the attack here. So that means that there's another D-react coming? Yeah. So he knew about that. Double ice. Channel is sticking around one more turn. Now the question is it worth it? Is it worth it to block? Okay. So I didn't finish my
Oh,
statement.
gross.
Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, so I guess he didn't realize that the channel was going to stick around to make that play. Channel being a busted card. He
Yeah,
might
he
just
just turned
have
powerful.
to pass the turn. He doesn't want to just lose to a
So
glacial. It looks
what
like.
threatening things do you even have left?
Yeah, glacial, spinal, gone in the bin, spinal gone in the bin, glacial,
How's the
glacial.
Ancients? Well, you might just play two.
I think he's out of the big attacks. Out of the big attacks. And Diomedes doesn't know this, but I know that Jenson only has 2 rows. So, alright, we're going with the Wail. Not a very good blocking hand. This
Should've
is
kept the staunch.
very annoying. Very annoying for the Rampart player. He has to give the tunic away. Oh no, he just dies.
Good game. Damn. I think I would have won that
Okay.
game if I would have kept the staunch right there.
Yeah, I could have.
Very well played.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, holding the staunch
I know, I should have.
probably would have been a little bit better, but
Yeah.
in hindsight, I think it makes sense to continue the pressure. But the hammer
have
wasn't
to-
lethal, right? So
Was that
maybe
what-
just in that situation,
Yeah, probably better just to hold
Yeah.
it because I think he was pretty low on threats. So like,
right?
Well, it's either you either threaten the whale, or I'm just gonna glacial dominate and keep the tear for the next turn too. So it doesn't really matter.
yeah,
Doesn't really matter when you keep it. You got to threaten cards.
All right. Good games, guys. Good games. Let's swap over to Jenson's side real quick. So, Jenson, if you don't mind. Oh, you're already streaming. Look at that. Wonderful. All right, so you can just do like a normal rematch, and it'll kick over to the side for one of you to answer back. So hold on just a second.
Alright, so wait, I went first that game.
All right. So now
Would you rather go first or second?
we're on the Sledge
I
side.
usually pick
I'm gonna
first,
analyze
but
his plays a little
I
bit
don't know,
too.
I think it's pretty close.
Does Ironhide ever make a comeback?
What about you?
If you're fatiguing, yes.
Yeah,
yes, for sure.
I understand why people like going first, but I just like tempo so much as Oldhim, I can't help myself.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely considered second being better. I don't know. That's pretty close.
There's so many pummels I hit early, you know, just kind of sometimes it works out.
That was a very close game, very tight.
We're good to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So that's an easy attack with Sledge. He's probably going to arsenal this pummel and then block whatever with the staunch response I expect. Or he's just
you're
going to pummel now.
pummeling me now. You devil.
He said, no, I want it now. That's awesome. Jenson is a very aggressive player. So he goes ahead and opts for the staunch, trying to hold some tempo. Yeah, get rid of the arsenal. I will ask Jenson if he is willing to have his deck list posted. I don't want to just give it out without his permission, but I can do that after the stream, and I can post it in the YouTube video. But this is the list. I'm pretty sure that he plays at ProQuest. So he might want to, keep it under wraps, of course. I mean, you can basically see every card that he plays, though. So I'm sure he'll be okay with it. But you can see it in the YouTube video whenever I post it later. Okay, so it's draw card mode. This is likely going to be a Snap's turn. Just to go ahead and get it. He didn't get it last game, so why not? So this ice, if the hammer is ice, then this will stop the Sledge. It is not ice, so he can block with one card and still Sledge back. Interesting. So he'd rather take the damage and hold the rouse. What do we think about that? We think we want to keep the rouse? Put it in the arsenal? It's odd to me. Rouse doesn't do anything when you're getting roused. So Diomedes ended up taking some just to send the 7 back. Coming in with a winner as well. Jenson opted to take that. We're going to see a block here. Or maybe not. We're going to see one block here, yeah. So now Jenson can go, here's Rouse, here's E-Strike for 7. That is definitely a way to try to steal that tempo back too. Squatch, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're here. Hope you enjoyed this
so-
invigorating Oldhim mirror gameplay. I actually kind of like this. Not to be completely sarcastic, but I do really enjoy being at the table playing these kind of mirrors because it is very, very skill intensive. You have to pick your battles, you know, like where am I blocking, where am I not? Is this hand worth it? Do I need to go to second cycle type thing, you know? So he is ice reacting.
Good, wouldn't it?
That would
Very, very good ice react. Bravo versus Oldhim is a very fun matchup as well. But I think the most fun is like Bravo versus Bravo. Let's be real. Because you play good old-fashioned WTR. So we got Endless Winter as the follow-up. That stopped that rouse. That's actually huge. This is just going to be E-Strike for 7, Arsenal the Glacial. Turtle Katsu. Alright. Alright, Turtle Katsu, huh? I have a feeling I know who you are. Alright, Tuck. How do you feel about Biting Gale? You a big fan of that card? What about Insidious Chill? I bet you like both of those, don't you? So he Crown of Seized using a pummel. Drew another pummel. It's the downside of playing so many. Still Hammer. Let's see which one he gets rid of. I can see an argument for both, you know, like you just pitch your red one for the later, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I played a little bit of that list. I actually played that in Lille in the calling, the turtle list. I actually liked it a lot, and it worked really well, honestly. You drop Insidious Chill, and then you get Biting Gale on their auto war turns. It's nuts. Nuts. He said bye. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a fair replacement for all those cards. I also played Imposing Visage. So I had more hits, but it was also a 3-block. So that list was so good. It was so much fun too. But we also had Pulse. So I was over here ice reacting the Fies with the Earth, preventing some of that damage, and they were crying. So F in the chat for Pulse. Salutes out. Big 07 to our fallen comrade Pulse. Whoa, oh, look at that. Whoopsies. So we got a Command and Conquer. This is likely going to be pummeled. At least we hope it's going to be pummeled. For Diomedes' sake. Very well timed pummel too, because Jenson was just going to crack back with the Endless Winter pummel of his own. Ah, no pummel. So, Crush the Weak, just more damage here. Look at that. Crush the Weak is literally just E-Strike for 7. Card's busted. People love E-Strike, just play more Crush the Weak. You got 5 E-Strikes in your deck, 6 E-Strikes. It's great. But this E-Strike can be pummeled. And it can also be terracing. And so we got the full block getting rid of the Arsenal. Can we have a... We have a Command and Conquer pummeled here. Definitely can do all of that. It's just an ice react. Or a frostbite, I mean. Got all the resources in the world. Actually, it might be worth blocking with the Command and Conquer and sending in the Crush the Weak. It's 1 more point of damage. You know he's going to get rid of his arsenal. Wow. He said, we're making this happen. So he does opt for that
Well,
line,
feels
the Crush the
like a
Weak.
pummel.
And a pummel.
No. Maybe.
You would never.
He says no.
I would never do that to you. I'd never try to bait you into that.
So good. Look at that. You just take the Frostbite. Here it is. Here's a pummel. Crush the Weak. And I get to keep an arsenal.
I gotta think. I
Love to
gotta
see
do
it.
math.
So we know he's not going to draw another pummel. Maybe a yellow. He's pitched 1 yellow, gotten rid of a red. He has the red in his arsenal. I think 1 other one was used as well in the beginning of the game. It was. So I'm not so sure about the Command and Conquer line. Specifically, I probably would have blocked the previous. Just gone with it.
No good way to cover this up. Guess I'll...
These are some quick games. Gotta give props to these 2 players. I've already played 1 game. We've only been streaming for 50 minutes. This game is close to being over too. Well, maybe. I don't know. It could take another 10, 15 minutes, but we're ripping through these games.
Yeah. Very awkward.
Yeah, the breakpoint on this Crush the Week as well. Pretty good. Pretty crazy. So this is going to be coming in for 11. Okay, so he has some awkward. Yeah. Okay, that's a pretty good
I
play.
don't even know if that's good though.
I don't either.
I
I
think
took
it's
a lot
pretty
of damage
good.
for that, though.
Yeah. But I skip my turn, so like I don't know. It doesn't feel very good.
Always got the Zealous into E-Strike into Command and Conquer. Jesus Christ. What a hand. Because he's not going to
Oh, you
Ice React
disconnected.
here, I would think.
I disconnected.
Yeah, it says opponent is disconnected.
Just refresh your tab and you'll be okay. Yeah, Ice React is not very good here. Let's see if he makes the E-Strike into Command and Conquer play. I think you do. Okay, so just 7. Yeah. No, he had
Oh, Zealous
he had the
Belcher,
1
so
resource
good.
floating
Sledge.
from Zealous,
They are so
and then
good.
he uses Tunic, goes to 2. There's the Command and Conquer. It's just so much damage. It like time walks them again, and definitely leaks some damage, getting them to a more even playing field on the life total. He
Another
said Zealous
one.
again. All right,
Another
well,
one.
this is also pretty good. And this is the power of the Sledge deck.
That was a good turn.
Yeah, it was a little bit damage.
The upside to the other play is he could have gone with the previous one, Zealous into E-Strike into Command and Conquer, eating the hand, dealing a lot of damage. This turn he would go Zealous into Sledge, he has the extra floating. Having another Zealous in Arsenal and then being able to continue that, having 3 turns in a row that force either a full block or some leak damage just to keep your arsenal. So now this turn is just going to be Sledge. Not as hard to cover up, of course. So this is probably buff. Yeah. Now I expect Jenson to probably take 4 here. Play Polar Blast, gain the life of a heart, while he knows that he's only 1 life lower. And then he also gets to keep a pretty decent arsenal of either Glacial or whatever he draws. If it's a blue, he can keep the Glacial, go for the Dominate. Okay, so he gets to keep a Choke Slam in Arsenal. A heart is very good in the mirror if you can set up plays like that. Generally, I like heart better in a Rampart deck, especially if you're trying to fatigue. But what I've noticed, and maybe it's just the way that I play, I don't take as much leak damage. I actually block a lot more, so I never really get value out of my heart. So, all that being said, heart's still fantastic.
That's
Very good in many decks. Huge in Icelander, of course.
For red hands.
Where the Sledge deck is incredibly
there's
accurate,
been a
but the
few
slower playstyle
Clumped.
build may prefer Wail or Rampart.
E-strikes normally
It's very
help soften
true.
them out.
It's very true.
Yeah.
If you're
Well, yeah. Luckily, the E-strikes have all been in the already. So.
if you're
that's
more lean to one
not the end of the
playstyle, I
world.
think you do play one or the other. I know for Bravo, the Sledge, at least for me, playing against Jenson specifically, has been pretty difficult to deal with. Just because, like, you don't have the ice reacts to be able to stumble their turns. You don't have potential blizzards if he decides to play those. I usually think you should cut Blizzard in the mirror, though. I think Oldhim is favored in that matchup. I think if they're on Sledge and as much go again as Jenson, not really. You have to shift your playstyle a pretty good amount. But depending on how the Bravo is playing, if they're playing their on-demand Dominate, I think it is slightly Bravo. It's so hard to say. It's like so 50-50, and it's all about like who plays the matchup more optimally, you know? Yeah, like an early Pulverize is lights out in a lot of cases. It just puts you so far behind, especially if it's dominated. Now, that's why a lot of Oldhims are playing the 2 Pulverize as well, because you just slam that, you immediately gain the turn, right?
Oh,
No, I think you're pretty accurate. Like, Pulverize is a big deal. I actually cut a Pulverize down to 1 in my Bravo deck for a while. I added it back because it was definitely relevant. Like, having 2 of those is just huge if you can pull it off. Now, sometimes your opponent doesn't allow you a window to be able to do that, of course. But if you're able to take a little bit of damage here, like, you know, they're just swinging Hammer for 6 or something like that, or like just swinging Wind as well because you're presenting a bunch of
Oh,
damage.
you did,
have
but
a surge.
then you passed.
oh,
You
I passed.
are-
Oh, let me. I didn't.
Okay, I
pretty
was
ahead
like,
by this
wow, no
point, though.
blocks.
Yeah, let's do that one more time.
Staunch. Oh man, so you got a good hand.
He said, I don't want the staunch. I want to command and conquer you. Get out of here. Uh-oh. No, not the ad. Why do I have ads? Stream quality in the shitter. Honestly, don't know how I feel about the Command and Conquer play here. He's definitely going to block some more. This Command and Conquer is going to push 5 over, putting him to 1. Getting rid of a card. Earth React. Going down to 2 now. Still a very close game. Get to keep the staunch response. Honestly, it might be better to go Terra Sunder here. Play Terra Sunder, Endless Winter, just go crazy. Gosh, that's so good. Let's see if this is the nail in the coffin. Rampart, Fist. Okay, so staunch response. Pitching 2 blues, okay. So he gets out of it.
How dominate works.
Yeah.
About to block with cards.
If he had Tunic counter, he could definitely go with this Mantra Grande. That would be the game, for sure. So here he's going to instead present 8 rather than 6. This is an optimal play because he can't just block with 2 cards off the Sledge like he would. That's why you play Yellow Staunch. Imagine the Ice Reacts now. Yellow Staunch good. He's gonna blow his Tunic here? Oh my lord. Sure hope he doesn't. Don't do it. No! He had a Yellow Staunch for the pummel instead of Tunic. Pummeling as he did. You have Tunic with the Macho last turn. That's true. So true.
On these channels.
I honestly, I'm more of a fan of the red ones in general, but I think yellow's good too. I think yellow is definitely a valid slot. Just for the fact that you can pitch Crown. Pitch 2 Crown and Rampart and still block and then keep it around for second cycle. Man, that's good.
Oh, fuck. How much?
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, so he undid because he was going to lose his channel by not clicking that. Good attack here, forces a block. Osange already covers pretty much everything. It covers most things that matter. The only thing that I get concerned about is, like, I play against a lot of Bravos in my area, so being able to say here's Rampart and Staunch from Arsenal is big, or Crown plus Staunch to be able to cover up an entire Crippling Crush and still have 2 cards to keep an Arsenal and then swing Hammer back. It's pretty big. Okay, so we see that pitched pummel into pummel, not great. Can't block with just the pummel, so we are a little bit farther behind here. The Autumn's Touch is pretty good, isn't it? Especially when you play 3 instead of 2 in one Heart of Final and you lose to Bravo because it's not an Autumn's Touch. 3 Bravo players in the local area. It's starting to shift a little bit. Like, the Guardian players are still the Guardian players. Some of them are getting off and starting to play a little bit of a variety. I've seen some switching to Icelander a little bit, but the majority, we have a decent amount. For the people who grind a lot, we have, 4 or 5. Appreciate you, Sir Smurfington, for the raid.
There we go.
What's going on?
Yeah, if it ever seems like it's taken forever, it's probably just Teleshar being done.
So this, that makes sense to me. Running that, he can pummel on top of this with this yellow pummel. That's pretty huge. Yeah, everybody's switching all over the place, Sebastian. It's just a free-for-all. Diomede should know that the pummels are coming up if he's tracking the pitch.
Don't think
He's checking the pummels. Bravo's great. Bravo's great. You know what's slightly better than Bravo? Not Oldhim, but Stalagmite, Crown of Seeds, and Winter's Well. Yeah, Star was better than everything, let's be real. Kind of an awkward hand here. We're getting 1 block value off of this crown. Better than burning the card for sure. Yeah, not Oldhim. Oldhim's equipment is what... Well, I guess it's Ice React too. Can't forget that. Alright, Oldhim. Oldhim has some really good stuff for the aggro meta that we're in. If it does switch to Guardian, I think Bravo has a pretty good shot though. A lot of people switch over to Oldhim. Alright, so we're going to see a Sledge potential pummel here again.
Gonna make me play around pummel forever.
We're kind of like in a pummel lock area until we see the second round of D-reacts from Diomedes. 4 Bravos in 8 games on Sunday at a PQ. That's a lot. That's honestly unfortunate. Unless you wanted to see that matchup, then it's very, 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 very fortunate for you. I assume you were on Bravo, Oldhim, some Guardian. You had some long games. I'm sure you were tired after that day.
A yellow pummel.
Alright, so we got yellow pummel. He's going to earth react, block some of that. Just going to swing back. Jenson is at 1. Doesn't have the tunic. This is why I was like, no, don't block with tunic, because we're at this position where you can't efficiently sledge and gain a whole bunch of this tempo. In this case, he could have arsenaled Mato Grande and then potentially played that next turn, or waited a cycle of 3 and played it off the tunic. And that usually finishes off the game. Oh, you were playing Icelander? Yeah. How do you feel about that matchup? A lot of people are very polarized on it. They love seeing Guardian or they don't, you know? So we see that heart again. That's pretty nice. Go back up to 2. Just that annoying heart. Now he can actually leak 1 damage from the Winter's Well and try to make another push play. So we're seeing the power
I'm gonna
of the
clutch
Fable.
at the end, maybe.
Oh, the Heart of Fendel. Yeah.
We'll see.
It's pretty clutch.
It takes the slot of.
I think I'm learning a pretty good amount from watching these matches. I hope everybody else is too. So I think I'm a little too hesitant to actually take a lot of this extra leap damage in the early game. And because of that, I just never am able to hold tempo when it comes to the late game. Yeah, you should walk down. I'm seeing that a lot here. Just walk your opponent down. You know, you're going with them. One play I can see here, I would potentially block with channel. Go ahead and take the 1. Keep the staunch response in the arsenal. Play like you're Bravo, you know? And then if he does happen to pummel, maybe this is just better just to protect yourself against the pummel and continue sledging. I didn't check how many pummels Diomedes had, but next time I commentate, I'll take a note and I'll keep track of all the pummels and stuff so we can know what to expect. Pummels on attack actions, then it's hard. You have to force out a pummel. You block for 3, then staunch. Yeah, that's what I was kind of leaning towards in that scenario. So now if that is a pummel, game's just over. Yep, there it is. Yep. So you were right, the Grey Witch.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't really play forever.
So chat had a good comment, and I was leaning towards this play too, Jensen. What you could have done is block with the 3, force the pummel out, use the staunch. Yeah, it puts you behind a little bit, but now you don't have to play around the pummel anymore, right? Because at that point you're pummel locked.
Doesn't he have to take a turn off swinging Sledge that way?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And once he doesn't swing Sledge 1 turn, he pretty much doesn't get to swing it for the rest of the game.
Just gotta die.
It's fair. It's fair. It's a very hard situation because you do become pummel locked there, you know? So.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
I think him not having Tunic was the...
Yeah, that we were talking about that too. The Tunic block earlier in the game. There was a spot where you could have arsenaled a Macho Grande, waited 3 turns, and then attacked and probably killed.
That was a close game.
But yeah, you both are playing great. Keep it up. We'll do one more, and we'll see who is the champion, Sledge or Wail.
Well, it feels so even to me right now, so, which is kind of what I thought. I think
it's pretty even, yeah. But the benefit of also playing Rampart in this matchup is you get one more free sideboard slot.
That's the main reason I cut Sledge.
I
don't think it's like particularly better. I just think that bringing up a slot is nice when they're like pretty close.
A Grey Witch says if it's even, just cut Sledge.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about that?
I mean, that's why I cut Sledge. So.
Right.
I think they're pretty close.
So you agree, but you're already Team Winterwell. Snapdragons are good.
I think Snapdragons are really bad in this matchup though, because like Ice React, I have to have an extra card in my hand to like really ever use them.
Right.
There was a situation where you said, "Here's 5, draw a card." You had 2 cards in hand, and I thought that was pretty good, because even if he does Ice React there, yeah, you don't have an arsenal, but you at least got the attack off of the well, and you were able to utilize those Snapdragons properly, right?
Yeah, that's like the only way you can, because I'm not gonna like just open myself up to get super punished by an Ice React.
Right.
Okay. So what are we doing? Rematch.
So you guys rematch. I think I'm gonna swap over to the Rampart side one more time. Are you streaming that still?
No, but I can.
Yeah, if you don't mind, we'll do that one more. See where we're at. And then at that point, Jensen, if you lose, you can't play Sledge anymore. It's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Not allowed.
Both of those games felt so close to me, so I think pretty even.
Has Pulverize been cast at all? I don't think so. Right?
No, like
That's so funny.
they were all clumped together in the first game, and I didn't
Right.
have a good chance to like break them up. And then
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big Pulverize fan. This will probably convince me to cut them. So
I'll just play
I-
Thunderquake. It's better. A Grey Witch
Yeah,
likes Thunderquake more anyway.
I was playing Thunderquake, and then I got scared of Guardian, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not stacking them very well, or maybe I'm not blocking enough early. I don't know. But yeah, they have not felt good.
Yeah, I usually try to set it up, put it in Arsenal away for Tunic counter. Presents some kind of pressure where it forces them to block with 2 cards. All they do is hammer, and then you block with 1 card, keep 3 blues, and then go. That's usually the most optimal play that I have found, but it's all personal preference. Pulv is a
That's pretty
trap.
good.
You don't like
No
Pulverize? Come on.
cards, no staunch, please.
I love Pulverize. Especially in
I'll take
Bravo, where you can turn 1 it like 40% of the time. You think it's a win more card. It can be, but if you're able to play it in the mirror and you need to hold tempo or do the deck damage or fatigue or something like that, definitely helps towards that plan. But I'm kind of in the same boat. It's hard to say which one is better than the other. Thunderquake is easier to play. It's definitely better into things like Icelander and Dash. But all that being said, like even if you heave it turn 1, right, you can't play it unless you
these
get
ice
3
reacts.
blues. So significantly better in Bravo than it is in Oldhim. You need to tunic up with 3 cards. And on the Wail, it's not set on for a lot of things. Yeah. Because most of the time, for me, I'm blocking or pitching with Rampart to stop, like, 6 damage potentially, or I'm using Crown of Seeds and then blocking 4. And then you have the 3 cards, you go, here's Thunderquake, pitch 2 blues, here it is, right? And you can pummel it. Whereas with a Pulverize, that's like basically impossible unless you have 3 blues, a pummel after you've heaved. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's like almost never going to happen in first cycle. Right. Yeah, most matchups, Thunderquake is getting there. I think I might play Thunderquake. Try that out. But I have been liking the idea of Snapdragons. That does seem pretty good. It's surprisingly good against Phi, too. And the way I evaluate that card, and I can be wrong, right, is it itself is potential 2 damage to 4 damage. So if you, like, let's say you E-strike, you bottom a card, draw a card. Card is blue, you snaps, here's another 4 damage, right? Or you 7, give it go again, and then here's your 4 anyway, right? So that's the 2 point. 5 go again into CNC. Yeah. All of these are really good. So good reasoning. Like the card at face value is technically better, but I do find myself missing the block on the boots, whether that be Iron Rot or Iron Hide sometimes. But that Snapdragons really just pushes, I gotta say, got them quaking in their boots every time I play it. You're right. What kind of Guardian player would I be if I didn't say that? Alright, so we're pitching Crown. getting a blue. It seemed like he had a lackluster hand. And I do know Jenson plays less blues than the majority of Guardian players. So, luckily for Oldhim, you just have Crown of Seas and you get free looks anyway, so. So we're ice reacting here. We're gonna play this Spinal, it looks like. Diomedes is very good at keeping the life totals.
Playing all these Oldhim mirrors
to
feels
each
like
other.
just straight masochism.
All these reds feels terrible.
What, do you not like
Oh.
this mirror? Is this not like the most fun thing you can do?
It's okay. It just feels so like
Feels the same after the
hate it.
5th time.
Especially, it feels the same after the 60th time you played it as well.
Yeah, it's very similar, but it's always good to get your reps in and get the muscle memory, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did want to see if there's like a huge difference between the two
Right,
weapons.
right.
I didn't think there was, and this is kind of just confirming what I thought already.
No, the
I
big
think
difference
somebody else-
between the weapons is... Wait for it. Wait for it. Going to time and getting a tie.
I don't know that I've ever gone to time in the Oldhim mirror before. I feel like in
I
all
guess
those
if you're at a
mirrors,
calling, most of the time people are playing at a reasonable pace. You hope, but
I have a
Yeah.
funny story about that.
going to time?
Yeah,
Well,
I
tell
had
us.
an Oldhim mirror that went 50 minutes into time after mats. We had like 3 or 4 judge calls. It was a mess.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely had them
That's
get
not fun.
close.
Just hound your opponents.
But
Yeah, Guardian players, like, if you're playing Guardian, that's a deck that you have to, like, really know what's going on
how many people
and
are
know what your
watching
deck
this?
is doing. We have 21. It's been bouncing between 25 and 20. So a good amount. Yep. But where was I at? Train of thought. Oh, so yeah, Guardians, you have to really know what your deck is
I
doing.
definitely don't think I played the
and
Oldhim
be
mirror perfectly.
Very
so
efficient with your
if anybody's
plays.
got any advice after, I'm happy to listen to it.
Because otherwise, if you're not, like, you know, pretty proficient at the deck is pretty mediocre, to be real. Because you just don't present as much damage as these other aggro decks. You can't just lay down your hand and go, okay, here's 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3. Here's one more, here's 6, you know what I'm saying? That's the FI motto. You lay down my hand, right?
Are we
You really have to think about, like, how to interact with your opponent and be very disciplined.
Oh, no worries.
We've seen Oldhim mirrors go to time so many times. That's true. It's true. But a lot of that is locals and people just trying to play and figure out. You used to not play Endless Winter because too many people didn't know how to block against it. That's a fair reason. That is a fair reason. At first, that card was kind of complicated, but now it's just like, in the mirror, you just kind of need to block it. In this case, you know you're going to get 2 Frostbite. He has 2 blues, probably.
Yeah. Can't lose any turns on that.
No.
Oh, it wasn't fused, my bad. But yeah, Winners, Endless Winter is one of the better cards, like, if not the best red, just in general.
The other
just
card I'm
based on
not
what it
playing
can
is
do.
hard, and I don't know.
It has so many matchups that it just hoses.
But
you
earlier,
know,
I've
like,
always been like kind
fantastic
of a big hard
against
hater, but
Dash.
I've never
Fantastic
given it much of a
against
chance,
Lexi.
and I probably should.
Good in the mirror.
It's
just got a lot of
It's
utility.
alright. I wouldn't even say it's great.
Oldhim
hand
is
is
definitely
terrible.
good because of the equipment. Now, a lot of the cards are pretty good too, of course. Like I just said, Endless Winter is great. Blizzard, pretty good card if you know how to play it right. And Channel Lake,
Oh, the 2-block
is-
hand.
freaking amazing. Like, let's be real. 3 block, it's blue, pitches to ice for Winter's Well. It ice reacts. It just does everything you want. So this is buff power. He has to take some damage to be able to play this Pulverize off. I really want to see this Pulverize get played. We haven't seen a single one. Now, this doesn't threaten Pummel. I halfway expect Jenson to probably just like either not block or block with one card and try to present enough that forces Diomedes to get rid of the card, probably Crown and Rampart something. Because if he just like sent that 10, I don't know if I would like, you know, take 7 to send 14. Maybe that's right, to take 7 to send 14. But if Pulv was Thunderquake, it would have been much better. Yeah, definitely much more playable. So now he's probably just going to use Tunic to play this Choke Slam. And now you got to wait forever for this Pulverize again. Yeah. Yeah, just the playability of Thunderquake off of 2 cards. Sometimes off of 1 card. It does feel a lot better, you know. I hate to say that because I love Pulverize. Everybody that knows me and has ever played against me over the past like 6 months
I thought we were in
knows that I
stage.
pull out my Pulverize mat and I'm just
Go
like,
back one more time.
here it is.
You're fine.
This is what's going to happen to you. But it's almost always Bravo too, so I mean, can't really say much. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Diomedes has many good things to say about you. Pulverize playmat is the best one. You know it is. You know it is. And mine's signed and has zones. There's like 10 of those in the world, okay? Humble brag. I always seem to have Pulverize when we play. It's usually in Blitz, right? But most of the time you're playing things like Phi, and I side those out if we're doing CC. So Win as well is kind of sick, just expensive. Yeah. No, not the Awakening. That's what broke Pulverize. Buff power. We're going to keep an Endless Winter. Maybe we get 2 blues and a Pummel, you know? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if we play CC, I'm almost always setting it out. So Pulverize got sent away and not played again, huh? That's so funny.
You're good.
Oh, yeah.
I do the same thing sometimes. I'm like, too lazy to undo.
Yeah,
What is up?
probably won't change my
Aggro
blocks.
Blaze.
Yeah, understandable.
Appreciate the follow. And we got one more follow. Thank you so much. Where's my feed? Disco. Appreciate you. Aggro, I am also a 96 baby, believe it or not. So we're going Spinal. I love this kind of back and forth. Maybe I just hate myself. Maybe that's why I like playing this style of stuff. Yeah, Earth React. Yep. Swing Hammer. Arsenal Declaration. So we got the full block. This is going to be a big hand from Jenson. Ooh, but we got the Staunch.
ENC.
Well, that Staunch does nothing here. Good pitch. What's going on, Damien? How are you? We have been watching Oldhim for a total of an hour and 30 minutes now. It's been only half a game. Just kidding. We actually have gotten through 2 games. This is the third one. Best 2 of 3. 1 Sledge, 1 for Wail. I think this is a very good block from Diomedes. Because even if it
I don't
is
know if I'm
pummeled,
just supposed to
it's
full block this. Like,
Not sure.
do you usually overblock here? Like, I don't know. It just seems so pointless.
you have to let them go ahead and hit the pummel off, right?
Just kind of playing the pummels.
Yeah, like I know you have.
If
It's
they're
like
gonna-
And
so
if the
obvious,
pummel
but-
does not
Yeah, if they're gonna
happen,
happen, they're gonna happen.
then you get to play choke slam and arsenal your pummel for a good follow-up turn. I think that was right. I'm good, Damien. Appreciate you asking. Excuse me.
No.
How are you liking this deck, Ryan? With the Thunderquakes? Have you made any changes recently? Any updates? You expect a bunch of Guardian? You putting some more staunch responses in there, you know? This hand is not great. Which one do you get rid of? Probably Rouse. It's hard because it's going to be right next to a pummel, you know? So, here, this is tough. It's very tough. Maybe you do just sink below here and play Endless Winter back. Maybe get rid of the Endless Winter. Ice Wrath, yeah, that's definitely better. You just play list that Ben gives you. Swap 2 or 3 cards. That's awesome. I have not played a PQ, believe it or not. I was on my honeymoon last week, so I had to miss those. Worth it. Stop. You can't say that. PQ is also an acronym that is an inside joke between me, my wife, and some of the card guys' wives. Oh my lord. If I get a sub in the next 2 seconds, I'll tell you what it means. Messed up. Messed up. Oh, is it not up there?
I'm thinking.
Oh, really? I do have 15. Does it not say 15?
It says 13.
Oh, jeez. Why is it always broken? Here, we'll fix it later. That's not as important as watching a Zealous belting into hammer. So we're full blocking here. We swing hammer back. Ooh. Getting spooky. I don't really understand this block. Maybe he thinks it's ice. It's definitely not. Getting rid of Terra Sunder. Speaking of Terra Sunder. So we have a Spinal. With 2 cards. Did he use Crown? No, that was from Arsenal. Okay. So this card that Jenson is putting in has to be something pretty relevant. Red Glacial, some Gogan attack. So we have Red Glacial here. Probably, honestly, a Pummel over in Jenson's arsenal. Ooh, the Blizzard. So this could be the chance. Hit the Pulverize. It's never gonna happen. Never gonna be played. You would high roll into the Pulverize. That's probably true. You'd Pulverize into another Pulverize. Is this fused? This is not fused. Pretty likely for it to get pummeled. Yeah. So this situation, he can block for 3, force the pummel, play the staunch response on top of that. I think I would probably go for that play if it was me. This is kind of the same play in a way. If he blocks with the channel. If you block for the 3, you can't play the guy. Okay. Yeah, that was a better play. Using the Crater Fist optimally. We got the dogs. 2 pummel, 3 pummel, 4 pummel. Ice react. Oh, here it is. The Pulverize that's never going to be able to be played.
I feel like you have gained a fair amount of life off these hearts. They have been quite good.
Yeah, they've been alright.
Yeah, that's fair. You would get a Frostbite. Hammer back. Show me what's up. He's taking it. Pulverize. Definitely not going to be played again. What's going on, Gunslinger? How are you? We're in game 3 of 3. 1-1.
Ugh.
It's been very close.
Darn you, zealous belting.
I think we're at the point where we think they're basically even, to be real. So just kind of pick what you want. I expected a little bit more, honestly. I expected one to be like pretty much better than the other, but what's up, buddy? We'll go outside in a second. Say hi. He says hi. Doing good, mostly new to the game. Grinding Royal Bravo. Royal Bravo is actually really fun. I played a little bit in my off time. Are you playing Royal Bravo with Earthlord? I assume that's like the only way you can play him optimally. And then with the pummels, hit him with the crippling crushes, you know. The big fun stuff. We're getting to the point where there's a lot of 2 blocks. We're filtering through a lot of those. So blocking for 3 here. This is always a very tough situation for me. Because I always want to keep an arsenal. I'm so afraid of like them just sending a dominate and you just die, right? But this is where getting your pitch tracking in line. You know, making sure that your pitch stack is you know where your D-reacts are, so you can like kind of play around and be like, okay, I need to do this here, or I need to go ahead and arsenal. You see what their stuff is, right? So it's very difficult to do, especially in a very long game like this. Have you been enjoying the Royal Bravo? That deck is just super fun. This is a tough call here. Honestly, it might be worth to me blocking with 1 card, taking a couple of more damage for this exact reason here. He can't actually swing the hammer on top of that.
Definitely wrong. I don't know why I did that. But it's
Just going Bravo into a free crippling crush is nice. Oh yeah.
Seems like it might work out.
Yeah, just based on that situation, knowing that there was 1 more yellow pummel, you can actually block with a card, wait for that pummel, use the staunch response. I think he had an earth react as well there, but that bumps it up to 8. Appreciate the follow. Always feels bad blocking with Autumn's touch, you know? It's like it blocks for 2 or blocks for 3. Good utility. I always like to keep them around if I can. But I think it was right. So we're seeing some 2 blocks here. Interesting that he keeps a Polar Blast. I think he's going to try. Oh, yeah, this is better. It's definitely better. Oof. We know that's game.
Ugh, brutal. All 2 blocks hanging.
There it is.
I think that does it.
Appreciate the follow, Real
I
Man
have a
Coop.
picture of them anyway. Sad. Oops. That doesn't matter.
That's just definitely
All
all the
2s.
damage.
GG.
If he had a 3 block, he would have been able to be okay, but man. Some pretty good games. We have discovered that Sledge is the superior hammer. Not really, it's so close. Just play what you want. Play what you're comfortable with. I think Go ahead.
I think
channel's a
in
lot
this game,
better.
I think in this game, if I just had Thunderquakes instead of Pulverize, like I just had those Pulverizes sitting in Arsenal, like
Yeah,
ready
I
to be
know.
played,
They were
and
there
would either-
forever.
I would either draw 2 reds, or he would, present something threatening. Where if I could keep a 2-card hand, I could play. But
Yeah. Ryan is
I
just
think
like,
I'm
that's
off
what
the
I'm
Pulverize.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Ryan's the Pulverize hater.
I know. He's been
Well, I
hating
had been
on
on
him the entire time.
Thunderquakes. I had been on Thunderquakes for a long time, and like just added the Pulverizes in last week just to.
Yeah.
Give him
I've
a
seen a lot
shot,
of people playing the Pulverizes, and I played Listwood Pulverize, and you just have to have a very specific scenario to pull it off, and hope that your opponent doesn't have like a good hand to disrupt you or present a bunch of damage. because it's not better to take like 10 damage to swing a Pulverize, right? So, because at that point you took 10 damage, then they full block, and then you're back in the same cycle. They just block until you have a bad hand, and then they start swinging, but you're 10 less life, right? So Ryan says that they hate change.
Ryan hates change.
Yeah, don't change it. Just go back to Thunderquake. But I think, just in my personal opinion, you can disagree if you like, but you're going to my stream. How awkward is this?
Well, I gotta see what
got the
chat
stream
says.
into the stream. No, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, my opinion, I think it's probably, if you're more inclined to be an aggressive player, you want to probably play Sledge and play the Go Again package like Jenson is playing, because he's very aggressive and like, hey, I'm going to take a decent chunk of damage to send back like 15 or something crazy, right? Whereas if you're a more defensive player, it's probably more advantageous to play the ramp, and you get the free or the free tech slot in your sideboard, right?
Ramp is much easier to play, it looks like. Rampart's such a bitch to play against. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah.
Just
It
Wail,
definitely
the
is.
Frostbite's like kind of killer.
Yeah, the Frostbites off the Winter's Will, very good. Also, being able to Ice React and still swing Hammer back, pretty huge, right? I know that caught you up a couple of times, and there was one super good Ice React on game 2 where you were going to go Rouse into E-Strike for 7, but you ended up having to Arsenal that E-Strike, so...
Yeah, that.
See, Board Game Rab says Polar Blast in his list was nice and aggro too. Yeah, definitely an aggressive slanted card. Jensen has always loved him a good Polar Blast.
Polar Blast is the best card.
It's basically Winner's Bite 4 through 6. You also play Cold Snap, which is Winner's Bite 7 through whatever number that you play.
So the reasoning for that is against Phi running Crown of Providence. So when you Spinal Crush, having one of those in Arsenal, which happens a lot, is just so good. It cycles your Arsenal for you. It can give it Dominate, and then the turn's just over. It's the best card.
I think it has merit to adjusting your ice count to play that card. But recently I've been playing... Well, recently I've been playing more Blizzards and Hypothermias just for the potential, like, channel off of a Briar, and they force like 3 cards out of your hand. You can at least drop that and know that they're only getting 1 attack in on their channel, right? So good for that on the Hypothermia side. And then Blizzard as well. I've usually been on 2 Blizzard, but now I went up to 3 based on Ben's suggestion. And I haven't hated it, but I haven't really seen like a huge difference in my gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So like, potentially, if we like Heart, what do you think about Heart, Ben?
Need to try it out, but
yeah.
I mean, the nice thing about Blizzard is like any blue ice card is perfectly fine as an Ice React or a Winter's Well swing. But just Blizzard has the upside of sometimes like almost winning the game.
Yeah. That's
like,
definitely fair.
The only time it's bad is, I mean, it's bad in some matchups. Like I only played 1 in the Guardian matchup just because I never want to have 2 in my hand.
Right.
So it's like pretty easy to sideboard it out as long as you're playing enough blues that you can mess around with your blues and your...
Yeah, I was considering cutting 1 Blizzard going to 2, maybe playing Heart of Findle. But at that point, you're messing with your ice ratios, right? So, like, there's a very fine balance. Like, there's a lot of ways you could tech Oldhim. But, yeah, you just got to find that balance, right?
Yeah,
so I think
a lot of people play, like, 1 Blizzard, so...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people cutting on the Blizzards just playing the 1. I think 15 ice is right, for the most part, or more. Maybe more, find some more if you can. You gotta have enough poppers for the Drome Eyes, of course. Generally 30 or more. And then all these extra tech cards like Chokeslam. Do you like the split of Chokeslam and Crush the Week? You've been enjoying that?
I like 2 and 2 pretty well.
Yeah, 2 and 2
but,
has
I mean, it's good,
seemed
so.
pretty decent. And then one play that I really like to make too is you have 3 blues, one of them being Terra Sunder, one of them being Crush the Week. You're able to Terra Sunder that quest route, you know? It's just amazing. You just go, hey, check this out. You're dead. I actually did that the other day against a Dromai just to finish off the game. So good utility there. It just sucks when it gets sync blood though. That's the only time. Anyway,
that's the worst part about the Dromai matchup is it already takes a long time, and then you're like trying to count their banish zone and their graveyard to see what D reacts they have left, and it's just
right. Yeah,
very
it's super
tedious.
good late game, but like early game, you don't really want to do that style of play, of course. But yeah, Dromai is very tricky. It's almost as tedious as the Oldhim matchup, if not more. So, but Ryan says Winter Bite is the worst card versus Dromai. Also fair. So why would you play?
Usually.
Yeah. I noticed that in Cyborg playing. I think that's super smart. And then the last comment. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
I was gonna say the last comment from Ryan was the agency is better. Wait. He said, is agency better in this matchup? Hard to say. Right? So what do you guys think about that?
Agency?
Yeah.
I don't know. How does Wail give more agency? Or like, do you just mean it like gives you more flexibility with you can block?
Yeah, what does that work?
Yeah, he's saying Well gives you more agency. Is it better in the matchup?
I think he's saying that like with Sledge, you're always like kind of priced into keeping a 2-card hand if you don't have Tuner 2 source up.
Right.
Whereas Wail, you can block with 3 cards if you want to.
Yeah.
I like my 3-card hands though.
You like your 3-card
3-card
hands? Is that
hands
what you
with
said?
Iron Rub. You'd have to run Iron Rub boots, so you'd have no room for snaps because you need to block. If you do go against whales, you need that extra block.
Yeah.
That one block is pretty good.
Yeah, I saw you using the 1 blocks a lot, and just to not be able to get the frostbite to have a decent turn.
It's all it did in that match.
Yep.
Can't really attack me.
Yeah, not a whole lot those games.
No, it was very good. Good times. All right, so I learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot.
Yeah, I think
I
I learned
appreciate-
that I'm probably back off Pulverize.
Yeah.
Learn
That's
channels
fair.
good.
That's fair.
Dude, your channels were so annoying.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
channels were kind of hot.
Channel's really good against Winter's Whale, turns out.
Yeah. Better than expected.
Yeah.
I pitched him to the bottom. The
For
first
me,
game
I usually
noticed
just
it,
block
right
those
in-
channels. And especially if it's like you're playing well, you don't need the extra resource half the time. You can just like take some off turns. But yeah, against Well, it was super good.
Yeah, I would never recommend playing Channel against the Sledge, ever.
No.
Everybody,
It can just
please.
turn off some like big Gogan turns. If it's like second cycle, you know they're gonna go like Zealous in the Hammer or something. They're trying to do that back to back,
Right.
and you say like, "Hey, here's a channel," you know, stop that. But overall, okay. So quick summary: you're just tuning in. Played 3 games. They were all extremely close. I think the main thing we learned is that you should just probably not play Pulverize and play Thunderspike instead of the Hammer. So, yeah, at that point, just play the Hammer. If you are more aggressive, play Sledge, play the Gogan package if that's what you want to do, if that feels more comfortable with you. If you like blocking a little bit more, want a little bit more sideboard tech, then play Rampart. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this. I think this was very informative, and I hope everybody in the chat really enjoyed this. I know I did. I like talking with everybody. I like viewing some really high-level games. So, anyway, appreciate it. So,
Yeah,
I will
thanks for
see
having
you
us.
guys soon. I'll see you sooner, Jensen, but I will see you, Ben, definitely in Indy and I'm sure in the Pro Tour.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Have a good
All
one.
right.
Good games, man.
Yes.
See you guys. All right, chat. Hope you enjoyed. And I plan to be back this weekend. I'm going to be playing a lot more armories just to get some more experience, practice for the pro quest, and try to get some experience maybe for worlds, so I don't have to burn a PTI. So we'll see. You are welcome, Board Game Rav, for all this. Appreciate you saying thank you. All right, guys. I will talk to you next time. Probably going to play some Bravo. Everybody loves Bravo. So till then.